what is it like walking around this building right now? Because I'm watching you guys play football and taking care of business in the manner in which you did. It makes me feel like you guys are surging already. I'm wondering what it's like in that building, Jordan.
Oh, it definitely feels great. There's a lot of just great energy in the building right now. I think everybody is very confident in the team we have, and I think anytime you start the season 2-0, obviously winning is fun, and winning brings good vibes around the building. So it's one of those things, man. We just got to keep stacking them. It's still early in the season. We've only played 2 games, but something you just got to keep building on. But it's fun to have that good energy in the building, good momentum, keep building us and moving forward with.
All right, there's a few narratives in my world, in the NFL media world, I want to throw at you, and you tell me if this is accurate or not. And the first order of business is Micah Parsons being added to your team was a signal from the front office, if not the coaching staff, to say that this team is ready. What do you think about that, Jordan? Is that true?
Definitely. I think bringing a player in like Micah, shows like you said, the confidence that the front office has and what we had before. I think we already had a really good team, and you bring in a player like Micah, it takes that defense to another level, and it definitely takes our team, to another level. So he's shown that so far, just how much he's been able to elevate. But like I said before, I think before we even brought him in, you look at the roster we had, the team we've kind of been building over the past couple of years. We got a lot of talent, a lot of depth at every position. So, I think it just shows the confidence the front office has in what we got, and you bring in a player like that, it's going to help us win some more games. So it's definitely a win now mentality.
And I know when I talk to a team guy like yourself, talking about one of the 53 in particular might grind a gear or two, but this is different. I feel in Micah, and I know the guy. When he said that I want out from Dallas, were you texting him? Were you basically saying if you want out and you can come out, like, how about over here, Jordan? Were you doing that?
Man, I've been telling Micah that it'd be fun to come play with the Green Bay Packers, come over here. But I didn't know any of that might really come true. Obviously, Micah was in some contract negotiations and different things like that. So you really never know how those things are going to play out. And once you start holding out, I didn't really think it was a possibility that they would trade a player like him. So. Obviously when it all went down, I had questions as well. I saw the conspiracies and the rumors, things like that. So, I tapped in with Micah a couple of times just to see, but they did a good job. They didn't really give too much away, and kept the negotiations in house.
Yeah, I mean, especially not just trade him away, but trade him to the Packers. I mean, I'm looking at the quarterback of the team that eliminated the Cowboys the last time they made the playoffs, and that was just a couple of years ago. So to send him to you, and then there's a vast history between the franchises, was kind of surprising. Where were you when you heard about it? How did you hear about it?
Man, I was actually at home, and Tom Fanning texted me and sent me the tweet I think Schefter put out. And I was just like, man, I was actually watching ESPN when it went down. So I was seeing the tweet, and then obviously everything started going down live. And I was just like, man, I couldn't believe it. So it was one of those crazy moments. And obviously, too, the back end of that, I was wondering what happened. Like, who do we trade and what do we have to give up to get Micah? And, finding out that it was Kenny, that was tough. That was just as tough to hear that because, Kenny's such a great player. He's been here his whole career and, kind of had a pretty good legacy going here. So, it's tough to see Kenny leave, but yeah, no, I was definitely excited about the news that we're bringing Mike in.
And lastly, on that, he seems chafing at the snap count that he's on right now, and yet the addition has already been significant. You can already see in the small snaps. What has he brought to that locker room and the team? That's a jolt. That's a nice charge for you guys. Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, Micah Parsons, he's by far one of the most competitive people I've met in my life. And just, I think that competitive nature is what he brings. Like you said, he's itching to be able to get off that snap count and go out there and play a full game. So he's itching to just go out there and be on the field as much as possible. But just being around him, I know what type of competitor he is. He wants to win everything he does. And I think that's just a little mindset that he's bringing to the team and obviously to that room. And it's just like I said, it's the infectious energy, knowing the type of player he brings and the way he plays the game. I think it's just going to keep making everybody around us better.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.